Okay. We are tonight. Oh,
I remember that picture.
Yeah, that is the same picture from that time. We are going to talk tonight about these ones. Look at this. That should. No, that didn't do it. You have to do it. That way. Okay. Nathan, on your seat, please. 5, 4, 3. Thank you. Okay. Tonight we're going to talk about the Lord stands by those who strive to serve Him. So as Paul's ministry clearly shows, difficulties in our lives are not a sign that God disapproves of the work that we are doing. In fact, sometimes it is during the difficulties that we feel His support most strongly. It might be interesting to review what you've read recently about Paul's ministry and try to list some of the things he endured. So we'll look at some of these. How did the Lord stand by him, and what does this teach you about your own efforts in the Lord's service? So we'll look at these verses, and then we're going to see how the Lord stood by Paul in adversity. Maylee, I don't want you touching David. You're staying with your bump on your couch.
David, you're gonna come back
here? Okay, so here's the first one. Don't worry about David. You guys need to be setting an example for David so that he learns how to sit quietly. And there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city, and the next day he departed with Barnabas to Derbe. Okay, so how did the Lord stand by? What happened to Paul in these verses?
He got hit by a lot of rocks.
They stoned him. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, they threw rocks at him.
Yeah, that they would take the person and then they would throw rocks at them until they killed them.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty painful thing, which is...
And they had thrown enough rocks at him that they thought he was dead. They're like, phew, we did it, he's dead. Do you think that would be very fun to go through?
Nope. No. They shouldn't. It would be like being caught in a landslide.
But how did the Lord stand by him?
He didn't die.
He didn't die. Is that a pretty good blessing?
Yeah.
So even though he went through all of that, it probably was so much that he probably should have died, but he didn't die because
Jesus saved him.
Okay, let's look at these ones. Okay, Danny, do you want to read verse 19?
19.
Right here.
I haven't seen 19.
Right here.
Oh, you thought it was on that one. Okay. And when you gotta watch the face. Masters saw that the hope of their gains was that oh God, they caught Paul. Wait, what's Paul?
Paul. Okay, so we've been talking about Paul.
Yeah, I know Paul.
Okay, they caught Paul.
And Saul.
Silas.
Oh, that looks like Saul.
It does look a little bit like Saul, but it says Silas.
Yeah, I think Who is Silas?
Would be like his mission companion.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Trying to pull. Okay.
Yep.
And drew them into the marketplace. Unto rules? Is that same as rules?
The rule. Look at it closer.
There's an R in it. Rulers.
The rulers.
Yeah.
again. Do you want to read verse 20?
And they brought them to the magistrates, saying, These men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city. Can I read the next one as well?
Sure.
And teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans.
And the multitude rose up together against them, and the magistrates rent off their coats and commanded to beat them.
Which means whack them with sticks and punch them in the faces.
They tore off their clothes and beat them. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, so after they hit them a lot of times, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safely. Okay, does that sound like a bad thing?
Yes.
Who, having received...
I know the story.
Okay, well, let's finish it. Who, having received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison and made their feet fast in the stocks. So they put chains around their legs so that they couldn't even move. And at midnight, okay, so that was what happened then.
An angel came.
Okay, well, let's finish the scriptures and then we'll see if you're right. And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God. And the prisoners heard them. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, and immediately all of the doors were opened, and everyone's bands were loosed. And the keeper of the prison, awaking out of his sleep and seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoners had been fled. So how does the Lord run away? So how did the Lord stand by Paul? He was beaten and cast into prison, but then what happened?
He got out of prison.
There was an earthquake that broke down the prison. Kind of a big deal.
Well, I hope he was at the top floor.
That is great.
He was safe. He was kept safe. Okay,
That was great.
here's another story. Ready? And as they went about to kill him, tidings came unto the chief captain of the band that all Jerusalem was in an uproar, who immediately took soldiers and centurions and ran down unto them. And when they saw the chief captain and the soldiers, they left meeting of Paul. Then the chief captain came near and took him and commanded him to be bound with 2 chains. And he demanded who he was and what he had done. And some cried one thing and some another among the multitude. And when he could not know the certainty for the tumult, he commanded him to be carried into the castle. So they were getting ready to kill him again. Right? This is kind of a theme in Paul's mission, that people are trying to kill him.
Yeah, apparently people do not like Paul.
Yeah, this happens over and over again.
But
But they were about to kill him, and then something happened, and the soldiers came and said, you need to come here right now. And so they just took him to the castle instead. And then I think he was in prison after this.
yeah, but still, better than being killed.
Not better than being dead. Okay, let's check out 23, 10 and 11. And when there arose a great dissension, the chief captain, fearing lest Paul should have been pulled in pieces of them, commanded the soldiers to go down and to take him by force from among them, and to bring him into the castle. And the night following, the Lord stood by him and said, Be of good cheer, Paul, for as thou hast testified of me in Jerusalem, so must thou bear witness also in Rome. So, he'd already been put in prison in Jerusalem, now he's in Rome, and he's in prison again. But what did Jesus say?
You will live to bear witness of the gospel in Rome.
Yeah. Okay, let's check out 27:13 through 25. And when the south wind blew softly, supposing that they had obtained their purpose, loosing thence, they sailed close by Crete. But not long after there arose against it a tempestuous wind called Euroclydon. Okay, sit on your bottom here while we're jumping around.
Windstorm.
Yeah. And when the ship was caught and could not bear up into the wind, he let her drive. And running under a certain island, which is called Cauda, he had much work to come by the boat. And when they had taken up, they used pumps undergirding the ship, and fearing lest they should fall into the quicksands, strake sail and were so driven. And we being exceedingly tossed with tempest, the next day they lightened the ship. And the third day we cast out with our own hands the tackling of the ship. And when neither sun nor stars in many days appeared, and no small tempest lay on us, all hope that we should be saved was then taken away. So what happened, Danny? What was happening here?
Paul got thrown in prison.
Not even close. You were not listening.
Yes.
Stop playing with David.
And
Pay
this
attention.
one, there was a storm, and Paul got stranded on a desert island.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so they're stranded.
Oh, I thought you wanted
Desert island. Mainly, do not touch your brother.
I thought
You sit your bum on the couch.
like in. I thought you meant
Show David how you sit reverently.
in the storm.
Well, this is the story, and you aren't paying attention.
Book. That's what they taught me in church.
Well, but this is a different story.
What?
But after long abstinence, Paul stood forth in the midst of them and said, Sirs, ye should have hearkened unto me, and not have loosed from Crete, and to have gained this harm and loss. And now I exhort you to be of good cheer, for there shall be no loss of any man's life among you, but of the ship.
Can I read that next time?
Okay.
3 M for the ship?
Yep.
For there stood by me this night and an angel of God was whose? What does is whose? Oh, I thought you said ooze. I was like, what? Whose? Yeah, not I am. Wait. I am and. What? I am and. That does
Keep
not
going.
make sense.
Whose I am,
One
who,
whom I serve.
for there stood by me this night the angel of God, whose I am, and whom I serve.
Can I read the next one?
Sure.
Saying, Fear not, Paul, thou must be brought before Caesar, and lo, God hath given thee all them that sail with thee.
Wherefore, sirs, be of good cheer, for I believe God that it shall be even as it was told me. And when they had taken up the anchors, they committed themselves unto the sea, and loosed the rudder bands, and hoisted up the mainsail by the wind, and made toward shore. And falling into a place where 2 seas met, they ran the ship aground, and the fore part stuck fast and remained unmovable, but the hinder part was broken with the violence of the waves. And the soldiers' counsel was to kill the prisoners, lest any of them should swim out and escape. But the centurion, willing to save Paul, kept them from their purpose, and commanded that they which could swim should cast themselves first into the sea and get to land, and the rest some on boards and some on broken pieces of the ship. And so it came to pass that they escaped, all safe to land. So again, like, there was a huge storm, and their ship crashed, and they couldn't even use the ship anymore. They got stuck on a deserted island. But how did the Lord stand by Paul in this
A
instance?
deserted
People.
survived the storm and crash on the deserted island and all that.
Yeah, they all still made it to shore, and they were all safe, even though they were in such a bad situation.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to remember that even though sometimes it may look like you're in a really bad situation, whenever you're serving the Lord, He will support you. And it doesn't mean you won't have trials, it doesn't mean it won't be hard, but it means that the things that you go through will end up being for your good. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
So let it be written.
So let it be done. I am a gorilla. It's like somebody did something that they made a tree, but they kind of I remember this why do I the police officer was coming. It was actually her.
That's so like silly. Okay, time for bed, guys.